Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable. The chairperson of Blue Economy, are you in the House?
Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Hamilton, please proceed to request.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to request a statement from the chairperson of the Blue Economy, Fisheries, Mining and Digital Economy Committee, pursuant to Standing Order number 41, 2C. Honorable Speaker, Article 185(4)(a) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 mandates this Honorable House to approve plans and policies for management and exploitation of counties' resources. The fourth schedule outlines the obligations of the county government towards natural resources management and environmental conservation. Honorable Speaker, I am concerned over the mining activity taking place in Kagan Ward at Pundanyaite. Since its initiation, the mining has had a devastating effect on Pundanyaite, Nyawita Road, because the activity takes place along the very road. The communities around are suffering from noise and air pollution caused by crushers that operate 24 hours, 7 days a week. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore my wish that the concerned chairperson give a comprehensive report to the House on the following areas. 1. The awareness of county government through the Department of Blue Economy, Fisheries, Mining and Digital Economy of the existing mining site in Kagan Ward. 2. Honorable Speaker, the measures in place to curb noise and air pollution affecting the area residents. And 3, if the department is in liaison with the national government, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy, and Maritime Affairs to license the miners. Honorable Speaker, since the inception of this activity in Kagan Ward, gold is as good as it is. But then we say that the mining activity that takes place in Kagan Ward should not interfere with other businesses that other people who are not miners do. As we speak, Honorable Speaker, there is this section of the road from Pundanyaite to Nyawita. The pupils cannot move from Pundanyaite to Nyawita Primary School as we talk. Honorable Speaker, the parents are complaining because you've heard of this CBC thing. Most of the parents like us, we are not maybe in agreement with it, meaning we don't understand. But then when children come back from school, they have assignments that they expect the parents to help them do. The crushers that are operating throughout the night cannot even allow the students and the pupils to carry out their homework. And Honorable Speaker, just the other day, we just woke to the devastating news of 6 women who are miners in a place called Lumba. Lumba village is in East Asembo, in Raida constituency. All these miners, the place that they were operating from, these people, they succumbed to a landslide. And as politicians, we bear responsibility. And at times, just like Honorable Millie says, that you are doomed, you are damned when you do, and you're also damned when you don't do. But nevertheless, we will wish that as a house, this matter be taken seriously so that it doesn't reach a point whereby things are happening that does not conform with the existing laws. When you look at Mining Act of 2016, we know that mining is not fully devolved. But if you look at the Act, 70% of mining activities are run by the national government, 20% by county, and 10% by the community. As we speak, what we are also seeking from the chair, Blue Economy, Fisheries, Mining, and Digital Economy, is whether or how, or the things that they are put in place that ensures this 10% benefits the community. As we speak, there is a church nearby, a Seventh-day Adventist church, that as a result of the blast, their campsite was, the roof of the campsite was blown off. And there is no one to compensate them. So I really wish that this issue be taken seriously and it be given the necessary attention that it deserves. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well put. Thank you, Honorable Hamilton. Chairperson, Blue Economy, how much time do you need to respond?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the report touches on 3 major components that needs personal site visit, and therefore request for 2 weeks from now.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Hamilton, are you in agreement?
Honorable Speaker, this matter just requires the statement from the department. Just moving from the assembly to the department does not take a whole 2 weeks. This is a matter of urgency. So if he can work with 1 week, the better for it.
Chairperson?
Chair, unless it doesn't need concrete report, but I think it needs site visit, which means the Committee of Blue Economy and also now the department need to go and see what's taking place in Kagan Ward. And therefore, for my committee to give a concrete report 2 weeks from now will be better for us.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Hamilton, from what I'm getting from the Chair is that the committee may need to visit the site. Are you in agreement?
Honorable Speaker, I think these are statements. We just need a response from these questions that we have outlined, just from the department. It doesn't require the committee to move to the field so that they can bring a concrete report. I stand to be guided.
Thank you. We'll give guidance and direction on this matter. Chairperson, Blue Economy. Requests for statements, basically, the responses emanate from the department, and so I will give it 1 week. So 1 week it is. There is a request for statement by Honorable Tony Otieno from the chairperson of the Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs on submission of county statutory instruments. Honorable Tony Otieno, are you in the House? Anyone designated?
Thank you, Chair. I'm standing in for Honorable Tony, being a committee member. Honorable Speaker, I beg to request statement from the chairperson of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, pursuant to Standing Order number 41, 2C. Honorable Speaker, aware that some of the Homa Bay County Assembly Acts passed in this Honorable House require regulations for their full operationalization, these regulations are to be formulated by respective county executive committee members. Lack of such regulations have occasioned delay in full implementation of the Act. Honorable Speaker, it is also noteworthy that our municipalities' boards operate without required statutory instrument. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore my wish that the concerned chairperson respond to the following. 1, the reason why some of the statutory instruments are not in place. 2, the effect of operating with the required statutory without the required statutory instrument. Honorable Speaker, let me take the last one. 2,
Honorable members, you'll bear with us for today. I was duly informed that work is still in progress.
Honorable Speaker, number 2, the effect of operating without the required statutory instrument. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nyangi. Chairperson, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, how much time do you need to respond? Vice Chairperson, any member of the committee? Vice Chairperson. Please request. How much time do you need to respond to the requests?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm a member of the committee. We need 3 weeks.
Justification as to why you need 3 weeks?
There's a report that is supposed to be presented to this House by the Blue Economy. And remember, we're also going for the summit in Nairobi. So at least we need more time to give a better report.
Honorable Nyange.
Chair, to be sincere, I think 2 weeks will be enough for them.
Honorable Evelyn, before I make a decision on the same.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The honorable member, I'm sorry that time is not going to be there. Just give us 3 weeks, Madam Speaker. Yes. We need a concrete report to be, remember, Madam Speaker, from next week we will not be here. We are going for a summit in Nairobi. And again, you remember they also need a report from the Blue Economy. So I wonder the rush that they want us to give a report that is not really well researched. We are going to do more research concerning this matter, Madam Speaker. Remember, we need legal officers also to take us through so that we bring something that is arguable in this House. Thank you.
Honorable Evelyn, I hear you, but I will rule that 2 weeks is sufficient, so I will give the committee 2 weeks to respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have no option.
Thank you.
To do as you have decided.
Thank you. Honorable members, I will further amend the order paper to read papers. Leader of the majority party, please proceed to lay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker, sorry. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 5th March, 2024, at this hour. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Proceed to lay. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House notes the report of the House Business Committee on the capacity building conducted on parliamentary practices and procedures held from 22nd to 25th January 2025 at Pride Hotel, Bondo Town, Siaya County. I thank you.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Report of the House Business Committee on the capacity building conducted on parliamentary practices and procedures from 22nd to 26th January 2025 at Pride Inn Hotel, Bondo Town, Siaya County.
Leader of Majority Party, please proceed to move.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to move this motion, but Madam Speaker, allow me just thank the officers, one, the office of the clerk and the speaker, for making sure that our committee of House business was facilitated accordingly. And on behalf of the House Business Committee, it is my pleasure, Madam Speaker, and duty to present to the Assembly this report for noting. Madam Speaker, the House Business Committee is a relatively recent development in parliamentary procedure aimed at improving the efficiency and effectiveness of legislative process. The concept of a business committee within a parliamentary body can be traced back to the early 20th century, with various countries adopting similar mechanisms to streamline the functioning of their legislatures. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to take members through how it happens in United Kingdom, how it happens in South Africa, how it happens in Ghana. But Mr. Speaker, in Kenya, the National Assembly has a House Business Committee that plays a crucial role in managing the legislative agenda and coordinating parliamentary proceedings. The committee is responsible for determining the order of business, scheduling debates, and allocating time for legislative activities. It comprises members from different political parties to ensure their representation and decision-making. Madam Speaker, members will just go through that because they have they were provided with copies of this report. So, Madam Speaker, on composition of the House Business Committee, we are all aware, but it is also indicated in the report. On functions of the House Business Committee, Madam Speaker, the primary role of the House Business Committee is to manage the legislative agenda and ensure that parliamentary business is conducted effectively. The committee's functions are outlined in Standing Order number 152 and cover a wide range of activities that ensure the proper scheduling and management of the Assembly's calendar. And they include up to number 9, Mr. Speaker. Allow me just to go through them very fast. I just want to, number 1, Mr. Speaker, preparing the Assembly calendar. And members will be going through. Number 2, proposing adjustments to the Assembly calendar. Number 3, monitoring and overseeing the implementation of Assembly business. Number 4, implementation of standing orders. 5, determining the order in which committee reports are debated. 6, this is prioritization of business. Okay, you may read. Yeah, the word is very complicated, Mr. Speaker. But it always gives priorities to businesses in the Assembly, Mr. Speaker. Then, Mr. Speaker, proposing rules for committee business. Then considering miscellaneous matters related to Assembly business. Mr. Speaker, lastly, performing powers conferred by standing orders. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to go through the additional functions of the House Business Committee, around 5 members may go through, Mr. Speaker. We learned a lot, Mr. Speaker, and on consideration in scheduling assembly business. When it comes to scheduling business, several factors must be considered by the House Business Committee. And these factors are like the need for predictable cycles, such as budget cycle, and special activities like the governor's address. The committee must also account for statutory and procedural timelines, competing priorities, and the availability of documents and business sponsors. Other considerations include balancing the interests of different political parties and stakeholders, as well as the managing the various types of business that need to be addressed. These can include bills, motion, petitions, statements, committee reports, budget estimates, appointments, and more, ensuring that all relevant parties are involved and that the schedule reflects the full range of parliamentary business, which is a critical part of the House Business Committee's role. And Mr. Speaker, on the scope of the assembly business, I'm requesting that members may go through. Sources of the assembly business, members may go through the best practices for the House Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting that members may go through. So now on challenges facing the House Business Committee. This committee faces several challenges that can hinder its effectiveness. And these are the challenges. Number one, Madam Speaker, balancing competing priorities and interests. And the House Business Committee must juggle various competing interests from different parties, political parties, government agencies, statutory bodies, and the public. Different stakeholders often have conflicting priorities, and balancing these interests while maintaining a functional legislative agenda can be challenging. Madam Speaker, for instance, opposition parties may seek to prioritize motions that criticize the government, while the ruling party may wish to focus on its legislative agenda. Another challenge, Mr. Speaker, is managing unforeseen changes in the legislative calendar. And the parliamentary calendar can be disrupted by expected events such as county or national emergencies, urgent legislation, or sudden changes in the political landscape. These disruptions can make it difficult for the House business to stick to the planned calendar, leading to delays or misused deadlines. Another challenge, Madam Speaker, is ensuring timely completion of committee reports and debates. And this House Business Committee has the responsibility to determine the order in which committee reports are debated, but delays in the production or presentation of committee reports often result in long waiting periods before debate can be scheduled. This can frustrate committee members, the public, and other stakeholders who expect timely consideration of important issues. Another challenge, Madam Speaker, handling controversial or sensitive issues. That one. The last one is lack of effective communication and coordination among members. And Madam Speaker, we went through and we learned about the mitigation measures. Now all those challenges as a House Business Committee, as honorable members, Madam Speaker, the House Business Committee could adopt a more transparent and consultative approach in scheduling business, establishing regular bipartisan meetings and consultative forums where all political parties and stakeholders can express their priorities to help identify common ground and build consensus on the legislative agenda. Additionally, creating a clear and transparent priority setting framework, Madam Speaker, allow me just come up again. Creating a clear and transparent priority setting framework could help address competing demands in a more structured way, ensure fairness and equity in decision making. To manage, that is to manage and foresee changes effectively, the House Business Committee should develop a flexible and adaptable calendar. This could include setting aside buffer time for urgent business and importing a system for quickly adjusting the calendar when needed. Additionally, having a contingency plan for such disruptions, such as priority rankings for bills or motions, would allow the committee to respond swiftly and maintain momentum during unexpected developments. Number 3, Madam Speaker, one potential solution could be to set strict deadlines for committees to submit their reports to the House Business Committee. Furthermore, the House Business Committee can work with committee chairs to ensure that reports are discussed promptly and submission. Introducing a tracking system that monitors the progress of committee reports can help identify bottlenecks early on and ensure that reports are presented for debate in a timely manner. The 4th one is the House Business could adopt a more deliberate and consultative process when rescheduling and managing sensitive business, engaging in a pre-debate consultations with key stakeholders, including political leaders and relevant committees, can help prepare members for the upcoming discussions. Additionally, ensuring that adequate time is allocated for these debates with appropriate safeguards to maintain order could prevent conflicts and ensure a thorough and respectful examination of sensitive matters. Number 5, Madam Speaker, the House Business Committee should implement regular communication protocols, including frequent updates and meetings to discuss the progress of legislative business. Introducing a digital platform or a scheduling tool that all members of the House Business can access is in real time would help streamline coordination. Additionally, appointing a dedicated liaison officer or coordinator could ensure that all parties involved are kept informed of all developments, decisions, or changes in the parliamentary calendar. House Business Committee plays a critical role in ensuring that the business of the Assembly is conducted efficiently and in a timely manner. It faces several challenges by adopting a more flexible and consultative approach, enhancing communication and coordination, and implementing mechanisms to manage competing interests and unforeseen disruptions. The House Business Committee can improve its effectiveness and contribute to the smooth functioning of the legislative process. Madam Speaker, we went through this capacity building before the reconstitution of committees. And Mr. Speaker, out of the 16 members who went for maybe capacity building, only one was dropped, which means that out of, in this assembly, only one member has not been capacity built on this maybe a committee of House Business. But today, I want to request members that kindly, it is true that we went through these trainings and we learned a lot. I can remember during this time, we did trainings together with the Committee of Procedure and Rules. And Mr. Speaker, during that time, our trainer was a gentleman from the National Assembly. And if those who were there listened carefully, at times we could even ask queries which were outside the issues to do with the House Business Committee. And they were answered well. So before these members, Madam Speaker, now we all know how to deal with the challenges that may face us as a House Business Committee. So all the times, even if I'll not be in this chair, Madam Speaker, how I wish that this report will always be there. Whoever will be appointed as a member of House Business will always just go check for this book, then do some revision and check the challenges. You will find that those challenges will always be there. For our case, there is no opposition party, but interest, Madam Speaker, interest has always been there. So when we went to Bondo, we were told on how to deal with interests. Interest will always come from the minority. At any given time, this House must have a minority and a majority. Not on parties. On parties we have just one party. But we don't think the same, Madam Speaker. So I want to plead with the members that you join us in noting this report of House Business Committee. So, Madam Speaker, the House Business Committee prays that the House do adopt this report